Good evening. It's August 14th, 2024, and welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board. Tonight is a voting meeting where we have 16 items followed by a work session with 2. If everyone would please rise and face the flag. Councilwoman McDonough will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence to remember all of the men and women who are fighting for our freedom. Thank you.
Thank you. So I call this meeting to order, and I ask our town clerk, Alice Daly, please do a roll call.
Councilman Kearns?
Present.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Here.
Councilman Lombardi?
Here.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. So if I can get a motion to accept the town board minutes from July 17th,
So moved.
Second.
seconded by McDonough, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, our first resolution is accepting proposal and authorizing the purchase of a drone unit for the Carmel Police Department. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Sure. Resolve the Town Board of Town of Carmel, upon the request and recommendation of Town of Carmel Police Chief Anthony Hoffman, hereby authorizes the purchase of a DJI Matrix 30T UVA-drone and accessories from Terrestrial Imaging of Brick, New Jersey, at a cost not to exceed $14,700, and in accordance with the proposal dated July 3rd, 2024. And be it further resolved, the Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal and authorize the action contained herein. And be it further resolved, the Town Controller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by McDonough. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. And that's why you're here then, Vincenzo Rocco, our drone operator. All right, have fun. Our second resolution is accepting a proposal and authorizing agreement for mass notification platform services, Town of Carmel Police Department. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the request and recommendation of Town of Carmel Chief of Police Anthony Hoffman, hereby authorizes the entry into an agreement with OnSolve from Alpharetta, Georgia, for provision of mass notification services and support at an annual cost not to exceed $7,325, and in accordance with the proposal on file expiring October 16, 2024, and be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal and authorize the actions contained herein. And be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund this authorization. I offer this as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Can we have a roll call again, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. The next resolution is accepting a proposal and authorizing the purchase of radio console units, Town of Carmel Police Department. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that for us?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the request and recommendation of Town of Carmel Chief of Police Anthony Hoffman, hereby authorizes the purchase of 2 AVTE-6 Scout EX radio console stations from Motorola Solutions of Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, under New York State OGS Contract PT68722, at a cost not to exceed $76,116.41. And be further resolved that the sum, $3,429.84 of, is hereby authorized for the installation of the console stations to Electronic Service Solutions, ESS, Inc., of Elmsford, New York. And be further resolved, the Town Supervisor, Michael Cazzari, is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal and authorize the actions contained herein. And be it further resolved, the Town Comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Kearns. Can we have a roll call again, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Number 4 is resolution accepting proposal for compliance audit services, Town of Carmel Highway Department. Councilman Kearns, could you read that?
Resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Superintendent of Highways Michael Stern, hereby accepts the proposals of Environmental Compliance Management Concepts, LLC, Middletown, New York, for provision of compliance audit services for its bulk petroleum storage program per New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and New York State Department of Health standards for the period of January 1, 2025 through December 31, 2027, at an annual cost of $1,524. And be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to sign the agreement for said services, copies of which are on file in the office of the Town Supervisor. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by McDonough. Roll call again, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. The next resolution is authorizing emergency equipment repair, Town of Carmel Highway Department. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Sure, resolve the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Superintendent of Highways Michael Stern, hereby authorizes the emergency payment in the sum of $19,552.15 to All Tech Services, Plains, Pennsylvania, for the emergency repairs performed to Highway Truck 53 in accordance with the invoice dated July 15, 2024. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call again, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. The next resolution is authorizing payment of wages to employee number 1502. Whereas on or about November 8, 2023, Town of Carmel employee 1502 sustained an on-the-job injury to which the aforesaid employee is entitled to New York State workers' compensation benefits. And whereas Michael Stern, Highway Superintendent of the Town of Carmel, has advised the Town Board that the aforesaid employee is presently unable to return to work duties. And whereas Highway Superintendent has recommended extension of the aforesaid employee's wages pursuant to terms and conditions of the Town of Carmel Employee Handbook, as well as the terms and conditions of the contract between the aforesaid employee bargaining unit and the Town of Carmel. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the payment of wages to employee number 1502 for a period of an additional 3 months commencing August 11, 2024, and terminating November 10, 2024. I offer this as read.
Second?
Second by both. And the roll call again, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Number 7 is accepting proposal and authorizing the installation of paver path airport park facility. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the request and recommendation of Town of Carmel Director of Recreation and Parks, Nina Kalmeyer, hereby authorizes the installation of paver path at Airport Park Facility in accordance with the plans on file in the Office of the Town Supervisor by Vinco Builders, Carmel, New York, at a cost not to exceed $19,900, and in accordance with the proposal dated July 26, 2024. Be further resolved that upon review of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Attorney, Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal referenced herein. And be it further resolved, the Town Comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Resolution number 8 is accepting proposal for town hall duct cleaning. Councilman Kearns, could you read that?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, hereby accepts the proposal of Hughes Environmental, Louisville, Kentucky, for the provision of duct cleaning services at Carmel Town Hall at a cost not to exceed $7,900, and in accordance with the proposal dated July 23rd, 2024, and be it further resolved that upon review of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Attorney, Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal referenced herein, and be it further resolved that the Town Comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Second by McDonough. Can we roll call again, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. Next up is a resolution authorizing amendment to the contract for professional services, Lake Mahopac Dam rehabilitation. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of the Lake Mahopac Park District, hereby authorizes the amendment of the contract with Schnabel Engineering, Clifton Park, New York, for the provision of design, permit, bid, and construction phase services for dam rehabilitation for Lake Mahopac to provide additional compensation of $9,500 above the figure previously awarded on May 18, 2023. Be it further resolved, the Town Controller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modification required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. Bless you.
Thank you.
The next resolution is waiving the notice requirement for the New York State ABC law with respect to a liquor license for Blackfoot LLC. Whereas the representatives and/or proprietors of Blackfoot LLC, 1905 Route 6, Carmel, New York, have advised of the intention to apply for an on-premise liquor license for which 30 days advance notice of such application must be sent to the municipality, and whereas the notice required by Article 5 of the Alcohol Beverage Control Law may be waived by the Town Board, and whereas the Town of Carmel Town Board does not intend to comment upon the application referenced to herein, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby waives the 30-day notice requirement contained in Article 5 of the Alcohol and Beverage Control Law, and states that it does not intend to offer any comments regarding said application for a liquor license at the premise referred to herein, and be it further resolved that Town Clerk Alice Daly is hereby authorized to sign a waiver of said notice on behalf of the Town of Carmel. I offer this as read.
Second.
Second by both McDonough and Kearns. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Number 11 is a resolution authorizing the entry into a stipulation retirement agreement. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that?
Yes. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the entry into a stipulation retirement agreement with employee number 1709. Said stipulation to be in form is currently on file with the Town Supervisor. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we get a roll call again, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. Number 12 is making a permanent appointment Director of Recreation and Parks. Councilman Kearns, could you read that for us?
Resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby appoints Nina Kalmeyer to the position of Director of Recreation and Parks on a permanent basis effective immediately, subject to the provisions of civil service law and the civil service rules and regulations. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
And roll call, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Absolutely.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
With pleasure.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, congratulations, Nina. Number 13 is authorizing the scheduling of a public hearing. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the scheduling of a public hearing at 60 McAlpin Avenue, Town Hall, Mahopac, New York, on Wednesday, September 18, 2024, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter that evening as possible, on a proposed local law amending Chapter 147 of the Town of Carmel entitled Vehicle and Traffic, and be further resolved, the Town Clerk Alice Daly is hereby authorized to instruct to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspaper of the town or on the town bulletin board regarding this public hearing. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. Number 14 is authorizing entry into agreement with the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the entry into an agreement with the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department for the use of the fire department facilities for the Town of Carmel Senior Recreation Program. Said agreement is to be in the form and substance as on file in the office of the Town Supervisor, and be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to execute any extension or agreement as well as any necessary documentation required connection therein. I don't know if this is read,
Second.
and although, no. Yeah, right? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And number 15 is resolution authorizing additions and deletions to the active list at the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that for us?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the addition of the following names to the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department: Christopher P. Gower, Christopher J. Morris, Stephanie Ayler, Jonathan H. Goldstein, Louis D. Scagnelli Sr. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations. Number 16 is authorizing the scheduling of a public hearing. Councilman Kearns, could you read that one?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the scheduling of a public hearing at Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, 10541, on Wednesday, September 18, 2024, at 7 p.m., or as soon thereafter that evening as possible pursuant to New York Town Law, Section 272-A and Section 272-A sub 6, on the draft amended comprehensive plan being proposed in and for the Town of Carmel. And be it further resolved that the Town Clerk, Alice Daly, is hereby authorized and instructed to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspaper of the town and on the Town Bulletin Board regarding this public hearing. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Motion to close the voting meeting?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
And a motion, please, to open the work session.
So move.
Second.
Thank you.
And all in favor? Aye. Alice, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Alice.
So our only two items on the work session are both presented by our town engineer, Richard J. Franzetti, P.E. First up is the grant for the generators. Rich?
Good evening, Board. As you may be aware, we were awarded a New York State Division of Homeland Security Emergency Services grant in the amount of $230,000 and some change to purchase 5 generators at Town Hall, at the following locations: Town Hall, Sewer District 1, White Sale, Sewer District 4, Underhill Pump Stations, Water District 3, Springhouse, Carmel Water 10/13, Senior Avenue Booster Station. The grant covers just the cost of the purchase of the generators and not site preparation and install. This work will be presented to the board at a later date. In order to move forward with the project, though not attached to your backup only because it was 93 pages, there's an agreement that needs to be signed by the town, and we request the board authorize that Supervisor Cazzari execute the contract and any supporting documents as necessary. It will be given to Grady to review, obviously, and then we can move forward with it.
Rich, these are brand new generators?
They're going to be pulled off the state bid list, so yes, the answer is they'll be brand-new generators. For Town Hall, we'll get a new generator. I'll give you a brief rundown. We have a generator here with a side diesel tank. That diesel tank will be gone. It'll just be a generator with a diesel tank on top of it. White Sale is run by propane right now. We'd be getting rid of the propane tank. We'd be getting rid of that generator and having a diesel-run generator there. Underhill Pump Station, again, same situation. It has a side diesel tank and a generator. Both will be removed, and a new generator with its own self-contained diesel tank will be on top of it. Water District 3 does not have a generator. That is over in Secor, so that would be a brand-new generator. We have some renovations to do in a building right next to that Spring House station. We can always take the board there and show you what's in there. There's a lot of lovely stuff. And then Carmel Water District 10 and 13, don't ask Joe and Ted anything about it because they get very angry at me. We've had our Baldor up there, which is our portable generator, which
The big red
Joe,
one.
they have to manually start. We're going to actually have a diesel, generator. Everything would have an ATS, automatic transfer switches. That's what's going to go on. What needs to go on, though, is that these sites need to be prepared. We need to do some surveys for them. So this is just, the grant really was just for the getting of the generators. It's probably going to be an equal amount of money just to do the site work and prep throughout all of the districts.
Is it necessary to switch from propane to diesel? Is there any pros?
Yes, according to our operators, it's better to have the diesel. We have MagPro who does our generator. He was like the propane, there's issues with it, I forget off the top of my head, but they did say you're better off using diesel.
Is it a maintenance issue or?
What's that?
Is it a maintenance issue?
Not a maintenance, but actually the town hall one, the difference in price was about $50,000 or $70,000 to get a propane because we have natural gas right outside there. It would have been about $70,000 or $80,000 more for the unit.
The reason I ask is, since you have generators in place there, would it be more beneficial to use the grant to install generators where you don't, or in locations where you don't have generators, instead of
No, 'cause
swapping out?
These generators are on their last leg. The propane ones need to be exchanged. They're gone. So they're useful, they're being used, but they have enough hours on
End
them
of
where they can
service.
just be junked.
Okay.
right? So that being that, and then the propane, again, according to MagPro, it's a harder start with the propane, and the engines act up a little bit differently. It's just we're better off moving to the diesel, so.
Rich, do you think these realistically would be available for this winter, upcoming winter?
Well, the only
Installed?
the only place we don't have a generator even is Spring
Is
Street.
Spring
We
Hill,
haven't had
Spring
one there
House.
ever. So we'll be fine. All the generators are serviced and in operating condition. The only other one that's problematic is the one on Senior Avenue, because if there is an issue, the operators need to go up there and manually start it, because it's not on an ATS, automatic transfer switch. But when we get these, then that won't be the
Spring
case.
House
To
would be
answer
the
your
first.
question, the answer is no, they will not be ready to be installed for this winter, because we need to go and do survey work on those sites. We need
Okay.
to prep the sites. We have to install them by some date in 2026. They will be in.
2026?
Yeah, that's how long the grant goes for.
But
So
we'll have
Oh.
it done way before
Oh.
then, right?
that's the intention. So like I said, I'll be coming back to you guys probably in November-ish, because we don't really have the budget to do any of the proposal work for the site work, but we're gonna do that, then we can put the site work out to bid. I mean, to take the generator out of here, you're gonna need a crane, right? You're gonna need to do that and put another crane to put it in. All of them will need special services, so to speak, to get that done, so.
Okay, thank
Perfect.
you.
And then emergency repairs, number 2.
So number 2, these are advising the Board of Emergency invoices submitted in payment of over $10,000. Carmel Sewer District 2, the thickener plant valves. On July 3rd, Infomark, the operators of Sewer 2, alerted the department that the valve boxes located near the gravity sludge thickener were unable to operate. The work was deemed an emergency. 3 valve boxes were off-center and completely filled with gravel. There's an invoice in the amount of $10,585.44 for Cook Excavating to replace those 3 valve boxes. The work was completed on July 30th of this year. Thank you. If any other questions, I'm sorry. Okay?
Looks good,
No,
thank you.
Thank you.
So our next meeting is going to be Wednesday, September 4th. I want everybody to remember that the police department moved National Night Out to Wednesday, August 21st at 6 p.m.
Public comment?
Yeah, I was going to do our stuff, and then that, but, no, we could do public comment. Public comment? No? Just, sir. Just say your name and,
Frank Ciano, longtime resident Mahopac. I'd like to know what is going on with 388 Route 6. I saw him starting to clean up a little bit, so somebody put a fire under his butt. But nothing else is getting done. It still looks like shit. Number two, we got a parking issue in town by the marina. Obviously, you know, Councilman, I saw you there, parked across the street because you had nowhere to park. And obviously, there's a problem there. So are we letting them park in the park? What are we doing here? You know, I saw you go across the street because there was no parking. And it's kind of illegal, but you do it anyhow, right? You're the councilman, you're right. You can do anything you want. It's not fair. And he's also suing us for $30 million. Is he not? That's nice to support him. Really nice, Mike. So we should do something about the parking, or the police should, because it is a little bit of an eyesore, and they are on the white line there, okay? Police officer yourself, you saw them. That's why you didn't park there. Am I not right? Unsafe. Get out with your family, you know. You know how it is. So, well, everybody have a good night. I know you're not going to answer me. You never do. But it's okay. Have a good night.
thank you for coming. No one else? Nope. Comments?
Yeah, just two announcements. The first is there is this coming Saturday from 4 to 9. There's a Ferragosto evening in the Piazza, sponsored by the Italian American Club. It's in the Mahopac Carmel Chamber of Commerce, Taste of Italy in Putnam, featuring DJ Mike and local voices, as well as gelato, zeppoli, espresso, pizza, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully it should be a fun night. We've done it the last couple of years, and it's always great. Second announcement is there's the 5th annual prayer walk in dedication this year to Police Officer John Falcone. September 22nd, a Sunday. Walk starts at 1:15. Starting time is at 12:30. Camarda Park, and we'll have a couple of more announcements about this before then. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, and the prayer work, that's John Falcone, who used to work here in Carmel, and then tragic officer killed up in Poughkeepsie. Grew up in Carmel.
I just wanted to remind everybody, so September 18th, you've been hearing a lot about public hearings. So there's actually going to be 3 public hearings that night. There's going to be one on the zoning plan. There's going to be one on the comprehensive plan that's open from the first comprehensive plan, and then the second comprehensive plan public hearing, and then the one that you heard tonight for the vehicle and traffic. So I just want to let people know that September 18th, we're going to have those 3. The zoning should be up any day if it's not already. Yes, yes. And it has changed since the last red line version, so, yeah.
All right, so we're going to be going to executive session. We have technology to discuss and contractual matters. Can I get a motion to go to executive?
So
And a second? And all in favor? Good night, everybody. Have a safe and happy Labor Day, and we'll see you after that Wednesday after that in September.